CE broadcast from Tom's Hardware. I'm Avram Pilch, editor-in-chief of Tom's Hardware, and I'm joined by editor Michelle Earhart and our very special guest, Mike Fierheller from Thermaltake, to talk about all of Thermaltake's new products that were just announced. We are taking your questions live in the chat room from Thermaltake to talk about all of Anyway, so hi, Mike. Thank you so much for joining us. I think you're muted.
Oh, it seems like you're muted.
Sorry. Yeah. Are we good now?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks so much for having us on the show, especially with the short notice of a lot of what's been going on with CES, especially this week, last week.
How are you guys today? Thank you for joining us. It's a shame that we can't be here in person, but we're here in the virtual CES parking lot, doing the virtual, stream.
This is our next best thing, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Best we could do. So Thermaltake always has some amazing stuff. I'm always really excited to visit your suite and see just a wide variety of products and just the really cool designs that you guys have. What are some of the highlights from this year?
So some of the big things, of course, with us is big cases. We're doing a lot with our case line, being able to offer some new enclosures, bring back some products that we've maybe done in the past, change it up a little bit. And then, of course, always leveling up our products that we already have to make them better and offer more options for them to our users. We also got some great cooling stuff to talk about, as well as some gaming gear, even like the chair that I've been sitting in here, which is the new E700.
Wow, fantastic. So I guess let's start with the cases, because everyone knows Thermaltake cases, and you guys are so big in that world. What are the new cases for CES?
So some of the new big cases that we have here for CES. Hold on, I got to get bad echo 1 second. It's just overlaying what I'm saying.
These are the types of experiences that you can't get at an in-person CES. This authenticity really shows you that we are people behind the screen.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're just trying to get everything set up, and then at the same time, with getting everything together, you got a lot involved and a lot of things to do.
I do a weekly live show. I understand.
Let me switch on over here and show you some new stuff.
Great.
Okay, so one of the big things that we have here for this year is, of course, our Tower 500. This is our new chassis that we've come out with based on the iconic Tower 900 design. And of course, you guys know that we did the Tower 100 already. Now with the Tower 100, that was a mini ITX case. And with that being a mini ITX case, it was small, and compact. That was the idea. That was the style. The Tower 500 kind of fits in the middle, gives you some more options that you could get with larger motherboards, larger form factors, and then, of course, moving into cooling and more options that you could get out of the Tower 100, but not as much as the 900, kind of just in the middle. Let me go ahead, too, because I know a lot of this, if I can give you guys a little bit of a closer look at how a lot of this goes together, not just showing you the pretty face that the case is. So with the Tower 500, I do have these options to be able to remove the top panel. And then with that, it gives us a nice toolless option for all of the panels included on the case. As you can see, I can just lift these up and off and be able to get
every single one. Okay. Can you do the back and the other side too?
Yep. Let me just.
Oh, nice.
Very quickly, I'm able to more or less open it up, be able to get inside, be able to have access to stuff, and doing any type of maintenance or especially building when you want to do something like this to kind of give that cool little like aquarium type of feel that this case kind of offers. It's a different kind of layout. It's not that standard square rectangular box. It's got that taller, wider tower feel. And of course, with the motherboard being rotated, it has a different layout, giving you natural vertical GPU mounting. And that's one of the things that I really like, is being able to present the graphics card as you can see. And then, of course, it not having any GPU sag and really not putting any pressure on the graphics card or the motherboard, when it's in a different type of configuration.
I notice it almost kind of looks like a 3D printer, just the design, the dimensions of it.
It's got a lot of those type of feels. I mean, we've had people say popcorn machine to claw machine. I mean, I would love to see somebody. I mean, we've had people do these mods, but to like different chassis, and maybe we'll see some new stuff here with the Tower 500.
I noticed that you have a sort of orange liquid bubbling away in there. Is that just for the demo, or is that like something that I could get from Thermaltake at some point?
So yes and no.
Okay.
It's a newer coolant that we haven't really officially released. And a lot of that is because we're trying to make sure quality control, quality assurance is there for this type of coolant. I've personally been testing this coolant for several months, and I would say that it's getting pretty close. It's going to be a new idea from us, and I'm really excited, I guess, to not be able to say too much, but it is a 3D effect coolant that has longevity. And I think that's the biggest thing most people in the market are looking for, is not just the effect, but the duration of the effect without the clogging.
Okay.
At least from what I've seen.
Well, I have to ask. Avram, do you have any questions or things you've noticed?
I mean, I think this is obviously the Tower 100 was a big deal this year during the Black Friday time. One of the most popular products, that one of the best deals of the year, was a deal on a Thermaltake Reactor desktop, which was made with the Tower 100 case. So, and that's really cool because you can showcase it from all the angles. I would like to see someone make a fish tank version. It looked like a fish tank, but it's a great case because it really allows you to see everything. Why just have one window when you can have three windows and see everything? So I think it's a great concept, and one that will lend to some great mods.
Do you have like any hard drive mounting bays in there, or like things behind the motherboard that we can't see?
Yeah. So we've shown you enough of the cover of the book. Let's talk a little bit about the story. So inside here, you can do an Eatx motherboard. So that's pretty big for most people. It also does offer you some options for storage as well as cooling. It supports a 240 radiator on the top as well as in the bottom. I actually have one mounted here vertically sideways. And if you kind of take a look, you can see the tubes. Here's one of the tubes right here off to the side. So it gives it a nice little discreet way to lay out your liquid cooling, and or you can add twice as much for more demanding stuff. Because, hey, we need the cooling. It doesn't do 360. That's probably my only gripe about it. But I do like the idea with it. And I could definitely see us expanding the Tower series even more after the Tower 500. Fan options can go on the top. But one of the things that's pretty crazy is with the back, let's see how I could really, without showing you, just opening it up, but there is additional storage for both HDD and SSD. It is kind of a streamer type of PC case in a way because of the storage advantages it has. But other than that, it does have a variety of different things, including cooling, as well as the storage in reference to both.
Wow. So I understand you also have a new case that has an LED display on it.
Yeah, if you would like, give me 1 sec. I'll shut this down and we'll bring that right out.
Great.
Yeah, give me 1 minute here.
Like a Julia Child. Sorry, go on.
No problem. We're looking Q1 for this. We'll have more information on it as well as price for here in the US later to come. Okay, just keep
perfect.
Great.
I was just gonna say he's like Julia Child getting the chicken that's already been cooked from off screen and bringing it in.
Yeah, you need a really big desk, but Thermaltake also makes some really big desks. So.
Yeah, I love this little spinning platform. I wish it came with those, but it's just for demo purposes.
Yeah, my Lazy Susan's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It really does help make a lot of
I
this
knew
easier.
it had a name and I couldn't remember off the top. You know, it's getting late.
It actually, I did find this on Amazon. It was a TV tray stand. It wasn't under that because I was looking at those and I didn't see something that's fit it perfectly. So I looked and I found this, and this has been great.
That's clever.
So this is one of our newer cases, our first case that we're calling the Ultra. This is more of your standard type of case design from what we had before. You guys are probably familiar. And with it, we're offering some newer things. One of the big parts is calling it an Ultra and adding more screen options to our liquid cooling. Of course, we've had our Flow RC that has the memory as well as the AIO pump cooler. But we're now expanding this more to more options with more screens and integrating it into our products, like our case and our cooling for both AIO and DIY LCS solutions. And as you can see with this, it does have that divided panel. It gives you the ventilation here on the side, as well as with the front, you get a glass panel. We do also have the other one over there that has a perforated panel with the TT logo. And that's really nice too, because it gives some breathing options for people that are looking for more airflow versus the elegance of a glass front panel design.
Now, Avram, you said this had an LCD screen. Is that what I'm seeing above the yep?
Mm-hmm. So this is an LCD screen that we've integrated in, and it's tied in to our Rgb Plus ecosystem. So the fans to the pump cover, the LED screen in the front, all of those can be synced up with the software, color matched, and then we also have some fun animations as well as monitoring software to support for the screens. So it's not just a show only. It does have some functionality as well.
It's a bit of a shame that we can't see it with the with the lighting as it is. Is there any way we can zoom in on it, or?
Let me bring in a little bit closer. Let's see.
Oh, nice.
Guys. I don't have anything on this one, but I have it on another one that I'll be able to show you guys.
You're so well prepared. Thank you.
Just like a default screen. And then, of course, we would have the other screen over here for the pump mount.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just more or less showing off the case in a very basic configuration. You know, I hadn't had a chance to get the OS on there to get everything integrated, but I do have another product to show you here in a minute that will have that, so I can give you more details.
It's just like a full proper screen, though, with color and everything.
Yep. It's not a touch screen, but I definitely think we might be onto something down the future without saying too much.
So can you play a video on that? Like, what's the limit of what you can do with it?
It's your standard GIF type application. I'm trying to think the actual duration. It's a couple of seconds. Standard GIF type of things. It doesn't play like full long videos, but man, I could really see screens being a big thing for us going forward.
It sounds like you're hinting at something you can't quite say.
Well, I mean, take a look at some of the stuff that we got going on. It's pretty obvious that we have a thing for screens all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't done a lot of PC builds the last year because of shortages and not being in our office. But one of my goals was for us to do an all screen build to get as many components that have screens built into them as possible.
I love that plan. For this screen, what can you display on it? I assume temperatures, but like any other fun quality of life things?
Well, wow. I love these questions. Let me see if I can answer this the best way possible. 1 second.
I got plenty more curveballs where that came from.
Okay. Not a problem. So it's like, take a look at this. So if I come in here to our website, Thermaltake USA, we have a variety of wallpapers, but now we've integrated it. We even got mobile stuff, but now we've also integrated AIO GIFs. And these are all available on our website to download for free. So then we have like all these you can do. You can go in here, you like this design, you can click download. I think one of my favorite ones was this. There was a zombie one right here. And then there was a freeze one, because you know me with liquid cooling. There's this one right here. It's kind of cool. It has like a little deep freeze to it. I wish I could blow it up a little bit. There you go. So you guys could see a little bit more. Oh, here, chat. Chill.
The animated fan is very meta.
Right. Well, we got a lot of these. We're going to add more. Trust me. We're going to add lots more.
But there's no like clock feature or like showing the news or like I don't know, other things that people might use notification screens for.
Well, we do have it tied into the software. So if you're not doing the GIF stuff with all the animation fun things, we have monitoring CPU temperature, we have GPU temperature, all those fun things, including even the coolant temperature, because we have sensors built into the pump head.
Okay, great. Those are the type of numbers that, we're Tom's Hardware. We're a bunch of nerds. Those are the type of the numbers that we like to have easy access to.
So you said you have another product that uses a screen like this?
We have a couple of different things that we're bringing out, and I think you're going to see as we've done more and more that we're going to probably do even more with the screens. So if you want, I'll go ahead and I'll jump over to the other one.
Yeah.
Screens, and I can show you guys some more.
I actually have one quick question while we're still on this case. I saw that the motherboard was like mounted from the bottom, like standing up. Like the GPU was standing up. Where's the motherboard sit in this case?
So on this case, it has the option for the vertical GPU mounting, meaning that the back panel is fully rotatable. So this is one of the features we have patented with a variety of our cases. And we've been expanding on that more or less since we came out with it. So this gives you the option to go vertical with the GPU. And then you would have to, of course, get the riser cable sold separately to be able to connect that up. And we've also been coming out with some new ones. Gen 4, came out. And of course, we had to be ready with the Gen 4 cable.
Gotcha.
So we got some of these new cables coming out. Better performance, a lot better on the shielding. And then, of course, you get the Gen 4 speed, which is pretty crazy.
How do you rotate that panel then?
So on the panel, there is a set series of screws that you basically take out, and then the panel lifts up and off, rotate it, and then there's a second set of cutouts and taps so that you can remount it and then secure it back into the case. So you could mount the card like traditionally.
Great. One quick question before we move on. I don't want to get budge in on Avram's time too much, but those fans, are those new for us, or they look very nice?
These are our trios. So one of my personal favorites, as far as a lot of the Ring Series fans, and we do got a good amount of them. But yeah, these are our Ring Trio fans. We thought it'd be good to add a little bit more color to it, being an Ultra Series type of case, to give people some idea.
Okay. I was curious because I know, not to spoil too much, I know you have some fans to show to us, and I was just seeing if these were related to that, but we can save that for later.
Yeah, no problem. One sec.
Oh, Avram, you're muted again.
Oops, I'm doing I'm doing my own manual filtering of avoiding child noise. Anyway, so what's this other new product that you wanted to show with all of the screens on it?
Okay, so my other product that I have that I want to show the screens, let me go ahead. Let me do this right. Let me shut this down. Wait, can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you now.
I was nodding like I was on screen.
Oh, yeah. I'm having an audio thing, so it's been really, really tough.
So I love all this stuff with all these screens because you can just never have enough screens. I'm staring at 4 monitors right now, and I feel like I don't have enough.
I remember when I built my last PC, and I was just like, I was pleased that my motherboard had little LEDs on it to say whether it was drawing power or not. And these screens feel like taking that convenience and pumping it up a whole lot more.
I have a feeling you guys are going to want to know more. So
Oh, we lost your capture card, but it looked like that case was. Oh, you're back. This case reminds me of the Incredible Hulk, or like a Nickelodeon. I'm about to get slimed.
I got to tell you, creating the color for the coolant and just building a full green machine was a lot of fun. This way I can show you guys a little bit more with this. All right. So turning this on, this is our Core P6. And with the Core P6, it's been out for a while. We've had the case for a little bit. But one of the things that I'm showing here today is this new Distro Plate. Now, this isn't just any Distro Plate. This is a proprietary Distro Plate specifically for the P6. And then I have the even bigger boy here for the P8. These are some massive, massive reservoirs. But the neat thing about it is it gives you that coolant distribution that a lot of people more or less have probably been looking for. I mean, it's definitely something that I've been looking for with a case like this. And the fact that it not only just adds on, because we've made Distro Plates before in the past, but they would be mounted for like a radiator application. So it'd be something that would mount into the radiator. Oh, look, there goes Windows. Good job, Windows. But being able to have a universal version and now being able to add in something custom, it replaces the front bracket completely. So you're not seeing the lines from where a fan was mounted. You get that presentation up front right in your face. And I love it.
Those light up LED strips on there, is that built into the front plate?
Yes, and they're PCB too, which I really like. It's not just like a peel and stick type of LED. It's a PCB, and then it goes directly to our controller, which is the same for our fans, which is the same for our blocks, even our power, all of the screens that we now have. And they're all integrating in more and more to this giant ecosystem that we've been building.
Wow. Fantastic. So the Distro Plate is new, but the case is currently on the market.
Case has been on the market, not in this color. Mm-hmm. If you haven't seen, we've been going pretty crazy with colors. And we've been working with Porsche a lot and coming out with some really interesting type of ideas. As you can see, the pump face, I can custom colorize it to the green with some other stuff. I can do the same thing here. And then this is showing me my temperature in real time. So I got my liquid temperature, I got my GPU temperature, and I even got another liquid temperature screen up here. So this can give me a variety of different things. I can use it for custom cooling to make my loop better, or just kind of jazz it up, because this digital display on a DIY LCS block is actually pretty neat.
So what are we looking at in terms of which product gives you the screens? That's not part of the case. That's part of the cooling loop, correct?
Yeah. Great question. Here, let me see if I can get you a closer look. So this right here is our new MX2 Ultra DIY LCS block. It's kind of hard to see. Apologize about that, but we'll have more information for that. And then this is our new little clip-on. This is just a clip-on. So if you don't have RGB memory and you want a screen, we're selling this as a little accessory. So this just kind of clips on over the memory, and then it's compatible with everything else that we have here from Thermaltake. You guys can get a little bit closer of a look at that.
Do you need to actually have a custom open loop cooling to use that, or can you use that on any PC?
You definitely need custom liquid cooling for this. It is the focus for this particular product. But then say no more if you're looking for the same thing, but in an AIO solution, because we already have that. And now we're coming out with them in colors. So then we have these AIOs. I have these 240s here to just kind of showcase a little bit for both our Ultra series as well as our ARGB series. And the big differences with these is that the Ultra is going to sync in with this. It's going to be the higher price point, but it's going to have more features. The ARGB is just going to simply interact with your motherboard's 5-volt header and then just be able to give you that custom color, matches the motherboard, other fans, you know, all one software kind of deal.
Right. So what about the clip for the RAM? Is that something that requires a custom loop cooling, or is that something you could clip onto any RAM?
So we actually have 2 models coming out. This one right here is just an aesthetic. It just clips on. I can just kind of pinch clip it and it comes right off. Really kind of convenient. And then use that if you don't have like the RGB memory, you want something a little bit more. We have those kind of features with this. It's the S100 LED screen. And then we've also made a water cooling version with water cooling ports. And that's going to be hooking up with our new memory, our Flow RC memory that we have. And it also might be a good time to talk a little bit about DDR5.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So DDR5, we all know it's coming. And of course, us here at Thermaltake will be ready as well. This is one of our first DDR5 Tough Ram Xg modules. And boy, these things are really going to change. The speed, the capacities, you know, 8 gig sticks are going to be a thing of the past here soon. People are going to be doing 16 and 32, and it's going to get insane. You know, 32 gigs is a lot of memory right now for most gamers and stuff, unless you really need it. But this is going to be talking, we're going to be going up to 128 with 4 stick configurations in the future. But what's that going to mean for us? So it's going to be a fun ride.
Wow, that's great. So what is the name of the, so if folks just want to throw, and I'm sorry to get stuck on the RAM clip, on the screen clip, but that's pretty cool.
I'm curious about it too.
If folks just want to throw a screen onto their RAM, what is that called? What is that called, and how much is it going to cost?
So it's called the S100. It's a memory clip accessory we'll have for our DIY LCS solutions that you can add on. As far as price point, I don't have any pricing. So sorry about that. A lot of that stuff's still TBD at the moment.
Will you be able to configure what it, like, how much can you configure what it shows?
I'm sorry?
You go ahead. Art, how do you configure what it shows? Can you configure what it shows? I know right now it says GPU temperature, but...
One sec.
Oh, nice. See, Abram and I are asking the same questions at the same time. We're having a little Vulcan mind meld happening behind the scenes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so here we are inside the PC. Let me hook up one of our Argent mice here. This is one of the things I really like about with being able to do this, because I can show you guys more with this too. So it's kind of fun. Let me see if I can go ahead and bring that up. Hey, you guys can see me in both ways. So that way you can see, or maybe, let me just bring up the software real quick. So this is our new TT RGB Plus 2.0 software. We're doing a lot of updates on it. I'm actually just loading in one of the newer versions. This is 205. So as you're going to see, you're going to be greeted with the controllers as far as how everything's set up. And then I can go over to my lighting section where I got all my normal stuff, my fans, all my other normal things that I would have. But then here's my Pacific MX2 Ultra. So here's like with the screen that you saw that I have. Let me see. Turn my GoPro in here for you. Give you guys the real time. One sec. This is live, baby. So, for example, here's my screens that I have. And then you can see, say my build wasn't green, it was red. I want to put like a nice little red tone to it. I can click that, and then I can give it its own custom tone. I could change this just the same as far as what that watermark's going to be. I can even go in here and pick some fun animations. Let me see, I uploaded like the freezer one that I like. And this is like a cool little animation right there on the screen, right there on the software. A lot of this, we got our TT girl. So I click, go open, other files. This is where you store them. This is where you can add them. And you can do anything, just to mention. So I can click upload, I can click open, and I can go in here to any GIF. It's not just our stuff. It's not just proprietary stuff. And then be able to apply that and then just have it right there. So these stuff with the memory as well, I can go over here, do the same thing. And we even have our own little custom animations for this too.
Oh, you've got animations for the okay.
So I could go in here, I could change this, click apply.
I for sure
It's
thought that
never
was going to be
pop up.
limited to the AIO. It's a different aspect ratio, so you see
Correct.
more of the image too.
Yeah, and like what I was showing on the website with the downloads that we have, we got a lot of stuff going already. I know there's a lot of user add-on stuff, and then we'll probably be adding in more as well. But it gives a resolution here, which is a good thing. Helps people to see an example, to know exactly the size they need.
That's really exciting how easy it is to add that into any build then. Because you just clip that onto the RAM, right?
Yeah, I mean, all I have to do is just select the product, like the pump, pick this cool little dog running in the field, click apply, cool little dog running in the field. Pretty neat. And then you got that right there on the screen. The screen is really good quality, by the way. I'm really quite impressed with the screen on this. It's like a little mini TV.
Wow, that's great. Is there some kind of an API where developers or someone could get it to display other types of information?
As far as like stuff like this, right? Where we have like
Yeah.
the CPU frequency, but being able to add more things.
Yeah.
A lot of it's proprietary, you know, with our software, but we're definitely open to suggestions. I mean, if somebody has an opinion or a feature they would love to see, I mean, definitely let us know.
I mean, I don't know that it would be practical at all, but you know, having it show a stock ticker or an RSS feed or something like that would be cute.
The financial
I'm
computer
liking
bill.
these ideas here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, live information update from the internet somehow. But that wow, that's really amazing. You can definitely deck out your computer with screens. So I understand, speaking of fans that we're looking at, that you have some really interesting new fans that allow you to reverse them.
I have a couple of things that I really want to show you. Give me a second to kind of move this out a little way. I'll show you.
Great.
So, Avram, what would you use the that RAM clip for?
I would make it display. I would make it display Tom's Hardware headlines or something. No, I couldn't. I would make it. Well, if I was building a PC for my son, I would make it show his Minecraft character.
Oh, see, I thought you would make it show his like homework or like word of the day, history, fun fact.
He wouldn't look at it then. You know.
Okay. Whoops. One sec.
I love all these multiple camera angles. It's like we're doing a TV live or what David Letterman. There we go. I can just say a name.
Right. So I've done a variety of these. We do this weekly, and we try to show just some different angles. You know, give some different perspectives. And for this one, I need a little bit of power. I'm just going to have to sacrifice my P6 for a minute.
Yeah, that's a good question. What type of power do all these different accessories draw? Like, will I need a more powerful PSU for them, or?
A lot of the accessories, as far as like the screens and everything, real low power. Really not too much to worry about. It's the fans. I mean, especially with like the quad fans that I have in here, they take a lot of juice because there's 48 LEDs in just one fan. And I mean, I got what, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 in there. So yeah.
Could I turn off the LEDs then if I want to make it work with a cheaper PSU or just to draw less power?
Absolutely. We have brightness adjustments as well as off.
Okay, cool.
So those are easy. And we definitely have those for that specific reason.
Great.
So let me show you this. This is our standard trio fan we've had in the market for a while, part of our ring series. This is our, as you would say, as you can see this, our trio fan, right? Mm-hmm. See how the blade spins. Now take a look at this one. This is also a trio fan. It's a little bit different. Bring them up next to each other. See the fan blades? A little different, right?
Yeah.
So the idea of this is to be able to give people that are doing push-pull configurations, a front view of their RGB, as well as having the air direction going the opposite way. So this is a really neat concept. I'm really excited for this. This one's been one we've been working on, and we haven't been able to talk too much about it. So to give you some reference,
there we go.
Blade, okay, versus a standard blade. And we're either going to integrate both into the package, allowing the user to decide, or we're going to sell the fans one way and the other way. But you'll just have to wait and see how we finish this up.
Okay, so this isn't a product that's ready for market quite yet.
Not quite yet.
Okay.
This isn't going to be available Q1. Not yet.
This year, though?
New to show. This year. It should be this year.
Okay.
Let's see. I mean, a lot of stuff's changed and a lot of stuff's pretty wild out there. I would say normally yes, but I mean, there could be some challenges down the road. We'll probably have more information on this around Computech time.
Okay, cool.
Give you some kind of idea, but it's a real early look at that. I'm excited for it.
When you say you can reverse it, how does it attach? Is that something a person could reverse, or they have to? You're saying they have to, like, if you sold it with two blades, how would you change it? How would it hold?
So think about a standard configuration. You got your radiator, and you're going to mount your fan. Say this is in the front part of the case, and you got your fan. Air's blowing through it, through the back of the case. Say this is in the front. Normally, with that same fan, if I was going to do a push-pull configuration, I'm going to be able to see just the frame on the back. I'm not going to see this part of the fan. So with the fan blade being reversed, you will get this side on both sides. Being able to get more of that RGB effect, as well as keeping the performance, because this is going to be a 2,000 RPM fan, or at least that's the plan.
Wow. What are you calling that for now, or do you not have a name for it yet?
We don't have an official name just yet. There's a couple of things kind of floating around. What do you think? What should we call our reversible fans? I mean, I know there's some other things that have been out there. It's definitely not the first look, and I'm not going to be bragging about that. But I do like the idea of this, especially integrating with our RGB products.
The ring
Call
back?
it the Tom's Hardware is Great fan.
You know what? I'll put that in the notes for the next board meeting.
Yes.
But how do I reverse the blade again? Are there like pegs on each side? Do I like take it and just turn the blade around and put it back where I got it from? Or
it's going to depend on how we do it and how we sell it. We could just sell it this way versus that way. As far as an A and a B option out of the box, you don't have to worry about it. You just got to buy A versus B. But then I know we've been talking about offering the option to have both, but then that's going to offer a higher price point, of course.
Okay.
So we'll see how we do.
I love me some modularity. So
right.
I'm voting for taking the blade out and changing it,
because then you'd have to incorporate another blade. So then it's got like a two blade kind of process.
That's fair.
It's pretty neat.
So what are those fans?
Now these ones are real special. This is definitely some new stuff here for 2022. Let me go and bring this in. Oh, come on. Hold on. Technicalities. I think my GoPro shut off. I can switch this view back. So this is our new Tough. Let's see if I can bring it back here a little bit. This is our new Tough Fan RGB. And it's a 120, 140 model. But what's different about it is the RGB border with the Tough Fan performance. So we've made ring fans. We've made Tough Fans. But our Tough Fans have no RGB. And our ring fans don't have 2,000 RPM. So now we're leveling up. Let me see if my camera leveled up. Here we go. Give you guys a closer look. How's everything going, by the way? Everything going good? How many questions?
Oh, yeah, we can see it on our end just fine.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. So which part? So the border around the fan is RGB?
So as you can see, it's like a transparent pattern or frame around this. See how it's boxed in? This is an airflow idea as well. As you can see this, and go ahead. Now here's like a standard controller that we use with everything else. So these would, you know, of course, integrate in just like our other fans that we have. So I'd have something like simple like that. I'll go ahead and turn this on, give it a couple of seconds. And of course, it's going to integrate in with our software and be able to do a bunch of cool things. But then there's kind of like the first look. So the idea is giving the RGB on both sides, as you can clearly see. And then just giving a new look with even more performance.
Wow, that looks great.
Yeah, so that almost also kind of captures, because it has the RGB on both sides, it almost also kind of captures the functionality of that reversible fan that you were talking about.
Right.
Because you can mount it either way and it would still have the RGB.
I mean, it's the same where we've done RGB fans that have a ring on both sides, ones that have it just on one side, you know, from a tier 1 to a tier 4 as far as, you know, the RGB goes. It gets pretty insane. A lot of fun here with this. This is an idea.
It's mesmerizing. It's a different look because you're not used to seeing. I'm not used to seeing it on the frame.
On the frame, yeah. I really don't mind. Right. I forgot about when it's the other way around. I forgot about that. I was even looking at the frame and not the blade because I was just staring at the outer edge.
And they're bright too. They give a lot of luminescence on it. With the new software, I think there's going to be a lot of cool features, and it's just integrating in more and more, which is not like with our fans, but our ALs, our memory, our cases, and all the ultra stuff and the new screens that we got coming out. It's going to be really interesting.
And then I assume that this has a ton of different lighting effects and colors as well. You said it integrates with the software.
Yeah, so this is going to more or less integrate in with all the software, have the same features, and probably some new ones. Because usually when we add like a different aspect or different angle, we'll have a different feature. Kind of like how we added the screens. Now you go there and it's a screen option, which is separate, but it's still all integrated into one software. So I'm excited for that.
I feel like I'm transported back to Christmas a few weeks ago looking at all those colors.
This green is pretty bright, let me tell you.
That is great. So I know you can't show us all the great things that you guys have announced, but I know you mentioned also some new gaming gear, some new peripherals.
Yeah, let me bring those out real quick. I'm glad you guys like the fans. These are going to be neat. We'll definitely have more info in the future on what's going on.
I always love when you get like a block of RGB as opposed to like seeing just like thin little strips. It just the whole luminescent area around the edge looks great.
You know, this would probably be a good idea for this as well. Kind of show you guys a little more. So this is our new Argent keyboard, but this one's a little bit different. It's about half the height of our current Argent, as you can see. And we're working with Cherry on this to do a half-height Cherry switch keyboard in an Argent style. So it's got those
Cherry low-profile switches then?
Yep. And we're going to have this in 2 models, 2 different switches with the same type of style and layout.
Great. Now that wrist rest, does that come with it?
Yep. Nice. It's that nice memory foam stuff too. You know, you push on and
yeah, you have to have that.
Oh baby, this is the good stuff.
Yeah, you have to have.
I've been living without a wrist rest for years, and I just got a new one, and I feel like I've been living in the Stone Age.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to get you guys some samples of these so you can check them out. Got to save those wrists.
Is that detachable then? Does that like? Well, I said detachable. Does it like attach magnetically or?
It's got this little wingy thing.
Okay.
This little thing. So this pops out like so, and then just
connects to the
Next to it.
physically.
Yeah. I'm not sure with this model if it's built in, but that's what like the other Argents do. And it's just magnetic. It doesn't clip in so it can break. I love that. And it's just straightforward and simple.
It's great. I know that the wrist rest isn't the like selling point of the keyboard, but I always like to ask about them because I'm curious how integrated they are, if they're just like a separate accessory that someone threw in the box, you know?
Oh, no, absolutely. I mean, for this, it's just the layout. You're looking for that kind of key style in a cherry switch option. And you like the idea of what we've been doing with the Argent series. And a nice aluminum top plate. All the information, of course, we'll be having out, in regards to the keyboard. But it is a different look and a different style here from us at Thermaltake.
Now, these are cherry low profiles, but like what color switches are available on this?
I believe silver and red.
Okay.
And they're considered half height, but low profile.
So both very, very fast switches then. Very gaming friendly.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. The silver gives me a nice balance. But
Okay.
I can definitely see why people want this cherry or want the reds.
Gotcha.
Great. So what's the model number of that? What's the name of that keyboard?
This is it doesn't have a name on the book. I'm trying to think what the official name is. It's the Argent K5 RGB, but it's like a half height. I'm not sure if they're going to call it something different. Apologize.
That's cool. So what other gaming peripherals are new this week?
So another new thing that we have a new mouse. So this is our new Damasus mouse. So this is a new lightweight mouse. It's pretty light for what we've done here at Thermaltake. And we're offering it in both a wired and a wireless option. It's going to be more of a mid-range to budget-friendly type of mouse. Not as much as a high-end, but it gives a nice little cloth cord and a nice little switch to it. Bigger feel. I got a pretty big hand. It fits it pretty well. I would say it's probably more closer to like our Iris or even our Theron mouse from the past.
What type of DPI can I reach on that?
Did this thing go do like 19,000 or something crazy?
I don't understand people who play at high DPI, but I know people love the option, so I gotta ask.
The guy that barely moves his mouse. A friend of mine. He loves that DPI. I like to explore a little bit.
Yeah, I got myself a nice big mouse pad for it, but that's the key spec that a lot of people look for. What I'm curious about is how many buttons do you got on that?
So this mouse right here has 2 buttons on the side, as well as the mouse button in the middle. Pretty straightforward.
And you said it's like big hand, so is it meant more for like a palm style grip or like a fingertip style, or?
I could see both palm. I could see palm liking this a lot, as well as claw, as far as like, I guess you would say the 2 different styles.
Awesome.
I'm more of a claw person myself.
So this is something that I was going to ask next, but we had a viewer beat us to it. Javier Perea asks, is the wireless Bluetooth?
Is the wireless Bluetooth? I believe it's just Wi-Fi.
It's just Wi-Fi. Okay. But so do you have 2.4 gigahertz options on that? Because I know that. Okay, cool.
Same with the headset, actually. I set this up because I wanted to demo it here for the live stream, but I've had a little delay of hearing myself the entire time. This has really challenged me. But
I hate that. I hate that.
And I wanted to do this more or less to show off this headset, because one of the biggest things here for me, especially as far as what I do with my weekly shows, is I'm always moving around, as you see, grabbing a case, bringing something up, showing people, diving in on the product. And I've always been tied to the cord, And yeah, I've had a couple of little hiccups here, on the live stream. But once I get this figured out and I get the echo away, where I can still hear you at the same time, it's going to be perfect.
So you said you wanted to...
It's going to give me so much freedom.
Sorry. You said you wanted to demo the headset. Is this headset also new for CES, or?
So yeah, this is in a way, we talked about this already. This is the Argent H5 wireless edition. We've had the wired already out in the market, but we've been waiting on the wireless. And a lot of that is more or less because of what's going on, component shortages and such, as far as trying to bring out a new product into the market. Of course, I can hook this up. It's got a Type-C integration. It's got buttons already on it. It's even got RGB on the side. So it's got a lot of cool features that people are looking for in a wireless option. And even for me, how I do a streaming setup, this is going to give me so much freedom versus having a cord.
Great. Avram, any questions?
I lose you?
No.
No, we got you.
No, I just mute so in case one of my kids starts. This microphone is really good at picking up sound. So that's really cool. Is there a removable microphone for the headset that you don't have in right now?
Absolutely. So I do have an option for a boom mic that can plug right in, and then I can use that or do a different combination of things and still have the wireless options at the same time. 7.1 simulated with DTS certified. A lot of the details we'll have coming out on that for the press release, as well as information once it's on our website.
Yeah. When can I get these things that you've been showing off, the peripherals?
So peripheral wise, Q1.
Okay.
So coming out pretty quick. Headset as well. Headset should be almost already here. We've been kind of waiting on it. But as you said, shipping shortage, a lot of boats here out in Long Beach in California. I know there's some stuff we were waiting on. It's been a challenge for everybody, but we're doing the best we can, and hopefully we can have it out to market as sooner than later.
Great. What type of price? Can you tell us price points, or is that still under wraps?
A lot of it because how everything's going with the new year, tariffs, a lot of price changes. I really don't want to bring up a price because it could likely change. I don't see big drastic changes, but I think ballpark of this is going to be around 120, 130 bucks.
Okay. Well, thank you for being open with us on that.
Yeah, I really wish we could give you more of a laid down price, but in today's world, that's pretty unexpected. We know this, you know this, but we try to do at least give a little bit,
Now I'm curious, not to keep us here too long, but you have RGB on those ear cups. Avram has RGB on his headset, which is, different company. But can you explain to me why would I get RGB that I cannot see when I'm using the product? I know why, it's streamers, but I've been seeing this more and more in headsets. Can you defend the inclusion to me?
That's probably one of the toughest questions is on a headset, because it's the one thing you really don't look at. And I'm not talking about you need to put mirrors in your room, but the best thing that I could give you is that when you have it hanging and it's sitting there, you can still see it. It's the only time you look at it when you're not wearing it. And it's got to be probably one of the only times that it would matter when you want to look at it for the color, minus the fact of just a party environment where, say, some of these people have a couple stations, a couple PCs at their house, and they might want to bring a friend over and have a cool setup.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a large philosophical question because, we all wear things that we can't see all the time. You can't see what's written on your hat unless you look in the mirror. You can't.
But I'm not sitting at home at my desk. I guess now that we're all video conferencing more often, though, it has more. Maybe that's why I've been seeing it more often.
Yeah, it's what's one of it's people do see it when you're talking to them on a video conference. So I think that's a
good point.
We are all streamers now, I guess.
Yeah, everyone is a streamer. So we've been on this for a while, and we take a lot of Mike's time. So I want to say thank you so much to Mike for joining us. The best place to learn about all these things is going to be on thermaltake.com.
Thermaltake.com. Yep. We also have microsite as well. So that information, we have that there. If you can Google it, find that info. I don't know if I can put the link in here. Can I?
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't have a way to actually comment. I guess unless
for everyone who's watching, we're using a special backend that makes it easier for us to collate different inputs together.
Yes, but there's anyway. Yeah, there's you can
just drop it right in here. Boom. There you go. I put it on YouTube.
There you go. So anyway, yeah, you can definitely. Here we go.
But if we have technical issues, you can also read about all sorts of new hardware on tomshardware.com.
Yes, so we're going to be covering a bunch of these things, but we also wanted to say that you can find all this information on the Thermaltake microsite.
Yes, we got the link.
And thank you so much to Mike, and thank you to all of you for tuning in and asking questions and watching. And we will see you all later. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.